Hey, Diane DeWald with CreativeCatCrafts.com. Welcome back to the channel. This is the card we're going to recreate today with a slight variation. But before we do that, I just got back from beautiful Canmore, Canada, where I attended my nephew's wedding. This is a picture of my first morning where I walked to breakfast. I was carless since family, my older brother drove us and several of his family members from the airport in Calgary 2 hours west. But this is the three sisters looking out from the town of Canmore. So it is just absolute. This picture does not do it justice because this is just stunning country up there. It's just, oops, wrong thing. It's just outside of Banff, and we had a fun time. So this was the view outside of the condo I rented. Like I said, I can't say, I'm going to repeat myself with stunning, and the pictures just don't do it justice. So the wedding was on Friday, and on Saturday, my older brother, my sister-in-law, and we hopped in the car and went into Banff. And this is Lake Louise, which is 40 minutes outside of Canmore, northwest of it. And Lake Louise is frozen solid at the end of March. And that's a picture of me standing on the lake's frozen surface. And like I said, these pictures don't do the scenery justice. It's absolutely breathtaking. So thank you for letting me indulge in showing you why I didn't have a video on Tuesday. I got back on Monday at 12:30 a.m. in the morning, which is actually technically Tuesday morning, and I did not get a video pre-recorded. So I was very, very tired. I'm still lagging a little bit, but I'm surviving. So like I said, this is the card we're going to make, and let me show you the pieces and parts that go into making this. I think this is actually just such a cute card. So we are going to use the free, this is if you spend $75 at Gina K Designs, you get to select one of 3 different free gifts. The free gift being 2 different stamp sets, or I believe it's a pack of A2 size layering weight white cardstock. There are separate dies that you can purchase along with it, and I did just that. I get the free gift every month. I spend at least $75. Sometimes I spend more. I'm sure many of you, if you have the budget to do so, can relate to that. So along with that, I was super excited for, Master Layouts 21. These 2 arches. I have some arches, I think from Altenew, maybe, no, not Altenew, scrapbook.com. And I just love making the arch cards. So as you can see, so we're going to use these 2 arches plus this particular rectangle. It is the same size as the stitched rectangle from Master Layout 2. And later on, when we get to that point, I will put the dimensions up down here in the corner so that if you don't have these master layouts, you'll be able to cut these layers to size. So for Master Layout 2, I'm going to use this matte layer, and then I'm going to use from 21 this rectangle here. And one last thing, this little pot, I am purposing this particular die cut out of Master Layout 16. You know, sometimes a shape hits you and it screams, use me as something else than what I was originally purposed for. So let me get this cleared out and we'll go ahead and do our ink blending. Then we'll get to stamping the flowers and we'll put this all together. So I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, so for ink blending, let me go ahead and I think this is the one. Yep, Master Layout 21. So the white layers, I am using 80-pound nope, 80-pound Neenah Classic Crest Solar White, and they are 3.5 by 4 3/4. And I actually have 3 of those cut out. So one for the interior, and we're using 2 on the front. And then for, this is Black Licorice by Pop Tone, and it is 65-pound. It's a very thin weight cardstock. And then the base card is Neenah Classic Crest Solar White, A2 size, and I get these pre-cut, pre-scored from Cut Cardstock. All of my cardstock that I'm using tonight, I am getting from Cut Cardstock. And then I've already pre-cut out the wisterias, and I use 110-pound on the Neenah Classic Crest Solar White. So let's go ahead and let's ink blend our background panel. So the grass and the sky. So let's go ahead and do that. And we're going to use the Sea, Sun, Sky stencil from Gina K Designs. And let's go ahead and get this popped down. And for the clouds and the grass, we're going to use, oh, we don't need to see this anymore, blue sky and grass green. So let's go ahead and get the grass done first. Oops, there it is. I had an alarm going off on my phone. Sorry about that. So go ahead and get the grass, the hillside done. And because I don't trust myself, I am going to go ahead and put some sticky notes over that sun, which is in the middle. And I'm going to use, oops, I don't need bluegrass, I need green grass. So for the grass green, get my blending brush all loaded up, pounced off, and we're going to start down here at the bottom and take this up. Very light hand, and then I'm changing directions. And it'll smooth out on its own, and that should be all we need for the grass. So let me go clean this stencil, and I'm going to clean this up and we can move on to the clouds. Okay, let's go ahead and, I clean this with alcohol, so it should be fine, and I don't want the green brush anymore. And we're going to use our blue sky. And, oops, this is how I want it to go. There. We'll start this direction. Get this loaded up, and I'm going to start on the stencil, and very light hand, because that is literally all I, ooh, that's really not very, let me see if I can get a little more ink on that over here. That was not very heavy. Okay, that's better. You can see more of that. So, okay, move that over. And quickly get this done. Yeah, this is actually the second time I have videoed this because I was having some technical difficulties with some stamps, and I put 2 orders in, and one of my Springy Sketches was defective. So I had to figure out which ones worked and which ones didn't. And I'm fine with that. Gina K Designs, I've had one other defective stamp in the last 3 years, and Gina K Designs customer service is fantastic to deal with. They make it right and get new stamps out to you. Okay, that is all cleaned up. We are done with this. So let me clean this up real quick. And, oh, I need a towel. I need a microfiber towel to clean that off. One thing I forgot to get out. I'm pretty sure, yep, there was some green down here, and I'm sure there was some blue up there. So I'm going to pause you and go get my other stencil. Okay, now we're going to use the brick wall. Let me see if I can get this. There we go. And for the brick wall, I am using Soft Stone and Stormy Sky. So let's do the soft stone first. And that's a brown brush. This is my gray brush. And I want to, since I did this before, I have the darker ink on it. There, that works. Okay, that works. Okay, so soft stone. And actually, you know what? I've used my bigger brush, so let me clean my bigger brush. Okay, there's a lot of space on this stencil. So getting this loaded up with soft stone and a really soft touch. I don't want this super dark, but I do want color. And now that I have base color down, I'm kind of going around and varying my pressure so that it kind of gives a little bit of variation. And we're done with the soft stone, so let's move into the Stormy Sky. Oops. And let's load that up. And just lightly, just kind of grabbing some places around. And laying a little bit of, so you can see it looks splotchy, but that's the look I'm going for. Just like that. So let's go ahead and cover that ink pad. And let's pull this up and let's see what we've got. Oh, I like it. I like that a lot. So let me pause you, get this cleaned up, and we can move on to the next. Okay, I have the inside. This is the inside panel. And where are my stamps? Here they are. Go ahead and get my stamps. And we're going to do the tulips on the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and put these down here at the bottom. Just like this. And where's my inks? So for my tulips, I'm going to use fresh asparagus for the stems, and then we're going to use dark carnation, and on the outside the wisteria, wild wisteria. So let's go ahead and get these little guys inked up. And there, I think that's good. Oh yes, I like that. So let me clean the stamp off and the glass. I like that. And let's go find the tulips. See if I can get these lined up a little better than I did in the last ones. There. And like I said, pink carnation for these. Nice. Very nice. Let that ink soak in. Oh, though that's beautiful. I like these. This is a really fun stamp set. But I love all the stamp sets, but all the incentive sets, they're so fun. They're just so fun. Okay, so while we have this for our panel, let's go ahead and grab some Tombow glue. I'm going to go ahead and get these two glued together. Okay, do I have that straight? I do. Oh, not quite. That's why I like to use the glue. It kind of moves. Let's just slide it around. So I'm going to put a large block on that, make sure I get it down. So we are done with the dark carnation for now. And let's go ahead, get this down, and we're going to do wisteria top and bottom. This is two-step stamping. So I have 2 templates. So let's go ahead. Let's get our fresh asparagus and our wild wisteria. Doesn't need to be perfect, but let me see if I can do this right this time. I'm going to go ahead and cap my glue. And let me get some of my frog tape. This is delicate painter's tape, and I'm going to line these up. Just like this. And then on this one, let me get a couple more pieces. And we'll line this up. And I put 1/2 inch minty tape down to hold the die cut so that I can do this with. This is the fun part. So I'm going to go ahead and get those locked in there. Get that locked in. So that minty tape is going to hold that in place. And then get this in there. Same thing on that. So fresh asparagus. Let's get that all done. And then over here, let's get our wild wisteria. Oh, look at those. Those are pretty. And here's the fun part. Let's go ahead and pop this out. Pop this out. Move them over. So, fresh asparagus. Make sure that's where I want it. Ink that up again. Oops, one more. I have alarms set in the evening. Oh, let's ink that one more time to remind me to do things. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, I'm going to pull this one out of here because we're done. We're done with that one. And then the wild wisteria. Let's get this, the flowers all inked up. Oh, I like that. Look at that. Oh, gorgeous. So we are done with that. So let's pop these out of here. Let me clean this up and I'll be right back. And we are almost ready to put this card together. Okay. I did not like how this little pot here worked. So I'm going to take, oops, I need one of the stamped ones. One of my stamped wisteria. And then here's the die, oops, here's the die from Master Layout 16. And I'm going to cut the bottoms of the stems off so that it's going to go flush with the pot. So hang on, I'll be right back. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like. I cut those off, and the pot just, it goes right to the pot. Just like that. That way it doesn't lift up and looks natural. So one last thing we're going to do is our arch, and then we can put this puppy together. And I did have an extra, so I'm going to put this with my stash. And we're going to, so we've got these arches and they nest. So for the brick, I'm going to cut the larger, because I made the mistake of cutting the brick with the smaller initially, because I want a black outline in the center of that arch. So let me go ahead and get that down, and I want some minty tape, because I'm trying to get this straight. Whoops, so you can see it, sorry. Kind of straight. So I'm going to pause you, cut this, and then I'll reveal. Okay, and here we are. And remember, this is the larger of the two arches for my top layer. And this guy, I'm also going to put in my stash. Oh, that's kind of cool. I might have to do something with that. My brain is working for another card. So let me get my Tombow glue, and we're going to go ahead and glue this arch layer with the black matte background. And sorry, it's hard for me to see if it's centered. That's not centered at all. Wow. I just kind of threw that on there. Okay, is that centered? Not really. I still have a little wiggle room. That's centered. Okay, let me press this down with a comfort block. Cover that glue. And then we'll go back and we'll cut with the smaller. I need more minty tape. I threw the other ones away, not realizing I'm going to need it again. So let me pull this back down. And I want to get this arch centered as best I can inside of this opening. That looks good. So let me go cut this. I'll be right back. Okay, I think I got it. Oh, there it is. It fell out. So let's see if I can peel this up without tearing any of this cardstock. Oh, I love it. Oh, that's the look I was looking for. That is it. Perfect. Okay, we are done die cutting. And so now all we have to do is put this together. So let me grab my Teflon bone folder. Let's get this card base done. We'll put our inside panel in. Oh, I like that. That's really pretty. And I'm going to secure this down just to make it easier. And so this is our inked panel. And you can see I'm using the smaller panel for the ink blending, and I'm going to glue it to the back of, or I'm going to glue it to the arch. And if you get it on there, and as long as it doesn't peek out the side, it really doesn't matter. Just like that. Let me just get that secured real quick, and then we'll glue it to the front and we'll get our wild wisteria on. So I will have everything I'm using linked down below in the description. And while you're down there, if you are planning to shop, I have a lot of links down there that are affiliate links. And sorry, I've got the black cardstock dust. I do earn a very small commission if you decide to go shopping and utilize my links. It helps support my channel so that I can buy product to bring tutorials to you just like this. If you support another creator and shop their links, I am happy that you do so. But if you want to support mine, I'm thrilled and very much appreciate it. And while you're down there, if you would click that subscribe button if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, and click that notification bell when you do so. That way, when I post another video, you are notified. So I have 2 of these quote-unquote pots. So let's go ahead and get one secured. And these are Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. I used to be a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator if you're new to the channel. And I have a ton of these. So I will use these up until I don't have them anymore. And then I'll move over to another. So I'm going to go ahead and get, okay, let me line this up. Line that up right there. Okay, and on these guys, let's flip them over. Let's go ahead and get some dimensionals on these. And I color the backs of these because when you get them from Stampin' Up, they're pure white. And I like to see if I have, put one here in the middle to give it some support. I like to know, did I pull that off? Did I pull that off? And if it's yellow or another highlighted color, I know just by looking at that, all of my dimensional backings are off. So this is going to come down to the pot, just like that. Just like that. So that way it just sits right on there. And then this pot, I'm going to glue to the other one to give it a little dimension. And also cover just a little bit of that plant seam. And just to have it look a little more dimensional. Now, this card is a thank you card. So I grabbed, and I'm going to use the same thank you, but I grabbed several thank yous from my stash. Oh my gosh, they won't come out of there. So this is from Love Notes, and it's the same one. This is from, what is this from? Graceful Greetings. Many thanks. I kind of like that too. I could pop that up right there. That's neat. And then, thanks so much. This is from Sketch Roses, which is retired. But I like that. I actually like the really big greeting. Thank you. So I'm going to put that on there again. I really like this particular greeting. It's bold and big and just stands out. Now, not every card layout is that appropriate for, but this one I really like. Come on, pull off. There we go. Okay, let me get my tweezers and get this card straight. There. Yes. And I am using the Gina K. I had the mini pearls and I just picked up the pearl mix, which they're larger. I really like them. So for this, I'm not going to use my Tombow glue. I want to use Gina K's matte glue. And let me get this primed. That's really dirty. I need to clean this tip. I really need to clean this tip. It's very gluey, but I need to get that primed. There we go. Okay, so I want to put one here, bigger, there, and then I'm going to put one down here. That's perfect. Let's see if I remember to clean that before I use it next. So let's get a little dot here, larger one here, whoops, and one more small one down here. There you go. Thanks a lot for joining me today. Seeing the arch with the black compared to the other without, I'm really liking this one here on the right, and this pot being a deeper brown, it also just ties everything together and makes those flowers pop more. They're the same flowers, same inks, but this one just seems to pop off the page more. Leave me a comment down below and tell me which one you prefer. Do you prefer the one on the right with the brown, the charcoal brown, and the black on the inside of the arch? Or do you prefer this one over here with, I believe that was Craft for the pot and no black? So thanks so much for joining me today, and until next time, happy stamping!